Well, 94.9 Bay's #1 hit music station. I'm Angelina. We got the incredible Xarina with us today.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Doing good. I mean, you got so many titles. I know you're engineer, artist. Are you a producer?
No.
Songwriter?
That is one I'm not going to do. Yeah.
You're a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's not what I'm not going to get into. But let's kick it off because you are a founder of Studio X. You've created this like amazing space for artists in the Bay Area and beyond. So tell me everything Studio X is about.
So Studio X started off as a recording studio, and just over time we've kind of pivoted into like a creative hub and an artist development center. So we don't just press 3 and let you go with the master. We're gonna help and shape and mold artists. So we have an artist development program. We go over different things from the basics like vocal performance to music business to branding, marketing, etc.
So these like stuff that you guys offer outside, like, or could someone just come in and book like a studio as well?
So they can just come and book as a studio, but we offer we offer programs and workshops like throughout the year.
And how long have you guys been open for?
We are about to celebrate our 3rd anniversary.
Ooh.
We've been open since May 2021.
That's crazy. And you just, okay, tell us where the studio is at first.
The studio's in East Oakland. It's in Jingletown.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the same building as Green Day used to be.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Mhm.
And then you just
Good
opened
energy.
another location.
We did. We opened a location in downtown LA.
That's crazy. And what made you like want to start this?
I mean, I was an engineer. I started out as an artist, and then I started recording. And the first studio that I worked at shut down during COVID. And then I worked at another studio, like kind of like in the middle of COVID. And then it got to a point where I was just like, I had too many ideas,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I think I've done this long enough to be able to facilitate, my own company. Like I know I could do this, and that was the goal, but I wasn't necessarily trying to. And I just kind of stumbled on that space by accident. I was just looking on Craigslist being nosy like we all do. You
Yeah.
know? I got mansions saved in my Zillow.
Right.
Like, what? Like,
I'm like, oh, these cabinets ugly.
yeah, $3 million home.
Right,
Like, I would never live in this
yeah.
dump.
Exactly.
But no, I was just scrolling Craigslist one day, which is not a place where you would think to get a location,
Right.
like, a little sketchy. But no, I ended
It's
up
hit or miss.
Yeah, and I walked through and I was just like, I felt it. Like I was like, this is my space. Like I feel it, and it's a loft
Wow.
space. It's like 2-story, and I didn't have any investors. I was by myself, didn't have a team. It wasn't even called Studio X yet. It was just, I just needed a studio to work out of. And
He's like, I'm going to figure it out
I
down the
figured-
road. Yeah.
I figured it out. I took a leap, and sometimes that's dangerous, but sometimes it's necessary. And it was very uncomfortable, and I didn't have any real business experience on how to run a business. So, these past 3 years, I've been learning in real time. My team has witnessed me learn these lessons in real
Right.
time. But it's worked out, and we're expanding, and we just opened another location. So it's been cool.
Do you think being an artist first like helps you more with your vision on what you want in a studio and like what you want for other artists?
100%. 100%. Because I think sometimes, you can get in the mindset of, I'm going to open a studio and I'm just going to make passive income. It's going to run itself, which is ideal, right? That's cool. But like, what else can you offer?
Right.
Like all your competition does the same thing. And, you might be a studio that doesn't have as much equipment as another studio, or like our studio, for example, doesn't have a live room. So that's like, we're competing with people who do have a live room. There's all these like audio components that, puts you in different lanes and leagues than
Right.
everybody else. But it's like, what else can you offer? And that's kind of when the artist side of me is like, well, I wish, when I went to a recording studio, I wish that we did this, or I wish I had this, or I wish my studio taught me how to do this, instead of without having to go to school. Because I went to school to learn most of the music businessy stuff.
Okay.
But to be able to offer it and get your song mixed and mastered and shoot a music video, like have kind of a hub and a one-stop shop and a place to collaborate, that was kind of my goal, right? Because anybody could have a recording studio, but it's like, who can have like a center?
It's like for artist by artist.
Exactly.
And it's like, I'm not just trying to make some money off you or like it's not my just little side business. Like it's actually fulfilling for you.
Yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of dialogue about the state of Bay Area music and the
Right.
music business and how we do business and whatever. And a lot of times it's super negative, and a lot of times nobody is doing anything about it. We're just sitting here complaining. And I got tired of that. And I said, all right, I'm going to let y'all talk. While y'all talk, we're going to build this thing. And, we're educating artists. We're showing them, like, here's how you do business after you make a song, Here's how you work with a producer. Here's the agreements you need to have. Here's contracts, and break it down simply. It's not a big daunting thing. I think a lot of people, paperwork, it's not that. It doesn't have to be this big scary thing,
But they need someone to tell them that and show them that it's not.
Exactly. Or just a proper, like, being a part of a show that's ran properly. Like, here's what a running show is, right? What's a running show? It's literally just a list of what time and schedule that everything, just simple things to kind of just enhance our professionalism. And I think with doing that, it kind of raises the bar, so then everybody who works with us is like, oh, that's the standard.
Right.
Because the standard that we're used to is low, right? Low organization skills, low. Well, we raising it, you know what I'm saying? And
they go somewhere else, they're going to be like,
They're
like, how they do it at Studio X.
Yeah, like when you book at Studio X, you get a notification, you get an email, you get a text, you're part of a like, we've developed this smooth process to make it more professional and just feel real and like a business. We're running a business, but it's also still a place that people could come and feel free and create, and it's a safe space.
I love that you're just like, let's just do this, because like you said about the narrative of like Bay Area music being in some kind of place and whoop de whoop, like I've had conversations with friends too, because we're like, it's not really like that. Like what people keep saying, like it's hella artists working with each other. Like the whole, oh, we're not here for each other. It just like, it's literally just you guys talking. So I like how you're just like, well, I'm gonna just be so in the community to the point where it's not even a conversation. Like, why are we debating this? Like clearly we're here and we're doing it.
Because it's not accurate. And I think that we get so fixated on maybe like the top 3 big outlets that we don't. It blinds us to what's actually really going on. Like, have you been outside of the lanes that you're talking about? A lot of people, no, they haven't. So it's like once you start kind of really getting outside and in the community and going to different showcases and seeing different types of artists, like we're really dope. And a lot of people do have our stuff together, Yeah. And so it's just kind of merging communities, I think, too. I have... when I first started, I worked at a studio called Tuned off Hagenberger. And I had a lot of like more clients that made street music, right? Like my clients weren't really in the streets, right? And then a lot of clients that I have at Studio X are a little bit more artsy and young and like, cool, like vibey,
Yeah.
So what we've been doing is like I merged the people that I've known forever plus these new clients, and like we're merging those worlds, so we're not that different. We all want to make really good music.
I was gonna say the foundation is the same. Like even looking at rap music, like people like to be like, oh, it's conscious rap, or it's gangster rap, or it's backpack. It's like rap is rap.
It's all
exactly.
The foundation is all the same,
right?
So why can't we like collaborate and work together? Why can't I have this alternative artist be in the same room with my artist that makes like, some
other kind of sound,
like
right,
whatever,
right,
like
yeah.
just like why we can't merge them, and we do merge them, and in our camps, like we have artists from all different genres,
right?
And we'll have them collaborate, which is cool because they probably wouldn't have collaborated or crossed paths.
And even if it's not just like, oh, let's merge our 2 sounds, you're rock and I'm alternative, like it's like, oh, you nice on the drums, like I'm a rapper, but can you do this?
Right.
Like it could be anything. So I love that you're creating that community, and I know you also have like a bunch of events throughout Studio X. Let's talk about Run It Back.
Run It Back.
Yes, hosted by our sister station, Big Von. Shout out to the homie, because he discovered an artist. I forgot her name.
3 Lease.
Yes. Moi, is that what the song's called?
Moi, yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Like he played it for me. I was like, this is so dope.
Do you have it? I'll send you the DJ
I was
pack.
going to say, I'm going to need you to send that so I can send it to
you.
my music director because it's fire. But
absolutely.
Yeah, so tell us about Run It Back.
So Run It Back is something that we started. So when we first started, it was on Twitch. And shout out MJ.
Oh, so you've been doing it?
Yeah, we've been doing it like probably within our like first year, within our second year, I think we started it. And I have a lot of DJ friends, and when I was an artist, I learned the importance of relationships with DJs, right? Like I when I was making music, I was like in the transition era from like flyers and like guerrilla marketing to like social media. So I had like a hybrid of experience. But I remember being in faces of DJs was like one of the most important things that you could do.
Because they outside, like
they're outside.
The masses do like your song because I played it outside in front of all these people. Yeah.
And more times than not, DJs do want to play your record.
Right.
Like, you know, they do want to break local talent at some capacity, but there's like, I feel like there's a gap and it really just could be filled by communicating. That's it. So, you know, I was no stranger to going outside, finding what DJs are going to be where, having a USB with my DJ pack, like, and building these relationships over the years. So I was like, how can we link artists that we work with and DJs that I know? So we started doing this thing where it was on Twitch, and we would have a DJ come in, spin for an hour, and then the second hour we would just do music reviews. Like, what does a DJ think about this record? Because I could say what I think about it as an artist, but the person that's going to play it is the most important person. Right. So we started doing these Run It Back streams. We did one with Vaughn back in the day. We've done one with all types of DJs, Shell Heart, Tussie, and they were fun, and people were tuned in, and it was on Twitch, and it was cool. And I was just like, how can we like make this more interactive? And I was like, let's make it like a music review showcase. And so it's kind of the same format, but now it's in person. So, you know, the DJ will come spin for like an hour so they can, you know, get their shine on in their craft. And then we have round 1 where the artist will play their song. And then round 2 where the top like 5 people from round 1 get to perform their song. And so they'll get critiqued on different things. And it's a cool way to build community. It's a cool way to support your friends. It's a cool way to see what a DJ thinks about your record in a safe space that, you know, sometimes it's not ideal to give your record to a DJ in the middle of their set. They're not going to play it and give you their feedback. Right. It's a horrible way to do it. It's cool to hand them a USB and say, hey, later when you get a chance, let me know what you think of your record. But this is a place where that's all they're here to do. Right. So that'll feel like you're bugging them. Yeah. It's not left in their spam folder somewhere on accident. You know? Yeah. Like this is live in person. Right. So that's how it's just a vibe for both sides. It's like you get to hear live music. Right. A little club/American Idol situation. Okay. And build community, right? And build these relationships with these DJs that you might have been too scary to approach. You know, you never know. So it's now a safe space. You can go up to Big Von, who you might not go up to in real life, and be like, he's not gonna diss you. Like, yeah, he's not gonna diss you. Like, this is all. It's constructive, and it's, you know, if you take the feedback seriously, you can really start crafting some really dope records if you keep their feedback in mind. So, and you don't know who you're gonna meet there. Also, the DJs are bringing their DJ friends, their radio friends, you know, other artists that are there. Mm-hmm. Like last when Vaughn was there, Adrian Marcel pulled up, and, you know, he was playing his record, and he guest judged for us, you know, and that's somebody who has sold quite a few records. Right. So, you know, you're getting his feedback as an artist, you're getting Vaughn's feedback as a legend in radio. Right. You know, and then we had I had my homegirl Ebony. She's like a marketing whiz genius, and so she was kind of giving her marketing feedback. So you had these 3 really cool perspectives to really gauge where you're at, and I think that's what we do. I love that. And then Vaughn, he's like not just in radio, like he a DJ for Most Def, like a Black Star, and like does hella shit. And then you also have jam sessions. Yeah. That's another event outside of Run It Back, but connected to Studio X as well. So tell us about the jam sessions. So the jam sessions started at the studio too. And it's just like those got so big that we couldn't fit all those people in downstairs. Like, so our studio. Oh, y'all were going to the studio. Yeah. So our studio is like a loft space, right? And you're more than welcome to pull up whenever you want. But downstairs is like kind of an open floor plan, and we have like couches, and it's more, you know, where we do our camps and writing sessions and stuff like that. Upstairs is our studio. It's a smaller studio, so it might comfortably fit like 10 people, absolute max. That's even pushing it. I would say 8. But on some laps. Yeah, so we would do our jam sessions like downstairs in the open area, and we just called our musician homies, and Tyler from the studio. She's an amazing singer. I think you interviewed her back in the day. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Tyler Reese. No, okay. But maybe we get it popping. Yeah, she's an amazing vocalist, songwriter. She's also an engineer and a vocal producer. But she has like a big network of musicians and stuff. So I said, let's set up like some type of jam situation and just build community. And that's how it started. And we would do them like bi-monthly, and they got bigger and bigger, and more people wanted to go, like, hey, can I go to that jam? And I was like, okay. So last year we did our first one with an audience. And so we kind of make it interactive. So Tyler will host and ask people like, you know, how are you feeling? Give us a word, or, you know, whatever. And, you know, people in the audience will give a word, and then the band will just jam off that.
That's
and just
crazy.
build, like, let's say you want to say like magical.
Yeah.
Tyler would just start humming something about magical, and then, you know, drums will kick in and the bass will kick in and the keys, and it'll just be, and it's like 2 or 3 hours of just like live improv music. We have a really, really good time doing those. And that we just did one with Kev Choice last week. And so that's another one of our events that we do, and it has nothing to do with the Run It Backs. So the Run It Backs are more like DJ artist relationships. This is now musician artist community.
That's so dope.
And healing. It's like it gets real healy sometimes. It gets churchy, and then it gets real ratchet sometimes. You never
love
know.
all of it.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
It is. And so, yeah, that's what we do. And that one is more for like our musician and vocalist community.
And I'm sure like people make a bunch of connections there as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you might, if you're an artist and you're looking to put together a band, like definitely come to a jam session, because you might find your next drummer there, or you might find a background singer there.
I want to go. I don't want to contribute. I have no musical abilities, but I just want to be there.
Absolutely. We're absolutely going to invite you to the next one. 100%.
Yeah, that's fire. So are you guys at a point where you're like going to different locations for the jam sessions? And okay.
So last summer we were doing them on a rooftop in Oakland. We just did one at Ground Floor in Oakland, which is like a shared like workspace community club thing, but it's really, really pretty in there.
That's tight. And I feel like, with like so many new restaurants and stuff opening up, it's like a good networking for you too. Like, let's host this here.
Exactly. Yeah, I think as we grow it and, you know, get our marketing together, I think a lot of like, I want to do one in like a nursery or something with really plants and you know, like, I think we can just keep changing a location.
Even like coffee shops will be fire.
Coffee shops, yeah. Just anywhere that's a vibe, I think. Because it's definitely like a vibey experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you got to come to one. It's so fun.
No, let me know the next one.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be there. Man, just like so much from the studio that you got going on with that. Yeah, and then you're an artist yourself.
I am.
Are you still making music?
I haven't made music in a really long time. So I'm not going to say I'm not making music. Like there's at least 100 songs in my hard drive.
I know. I was stalking your Instagram and I saw one post. You were like, came out of retirement, and I was like, oh, damn, she performs too.
Yeah, I dropped a project the end of last summer. It was called Single for the Summer, and that has some cool songs on it. But yeah, I think I like making music. It's just like it's so taxing sometimes too, just because I'm facilitating so many other things. But I do know, just for myself, for my mental health, for my sanity, I do need to balance it a little better and make records, because I know I still have more things to say.
Right.
But I think just pivoting too, like I'm like a business lady now. Like sometimes I don't know what to say in the songs, because I'm like, this ain't even accurate. I'm not even living like that right now. Like I don't.
It's gonna mess up my my clientele.
Like this is not responsible of me to say. Like so it's kind of difficult to find that balance and that duality, because it's like I've grown so much.
Do you go by the same name?
Few years. It's all Xarina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the X though.
We changed the name. Right.
Like,
that wasn't Xarina. That was someone else.
And I just changed my name too. And then I got all businessy. So I don't know. But I do still make music, to answer your question. And I do a lot of like songwriting gigs and stuff. I just wrote a couple of songs for this artist named Drea Dominique, based in San Diego. So yeah, we still writing.
And you were nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Okay. Sunlight. Talk about that. Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm really talking about myself.
That happened too, huh?
Yeah. I mixed a project for Prentice Powell and Sean William, and it was a spoken word album. So it was pretty cool, and they got nominated. And it's a new category, so I think this is the second year of the category. And we got nominated, and I was like, they told me that too. They were like, when I mixed it, they were like, yeah, we're gonna try to get nominated, and I was like, I didn't think they couldn't, but I was just like, it
just sounds like a
like
Grammy.
That's a big. Can I just mix it first? Like we do,
right?
You know, like
no pressure. Yeah, but we're trying to get some Grammys off this.
And they were like, yeah, no, we're submitting this to Grammys. I'm like, okay, like all right. And it ended up getting nominated, and I was like, yo, okay.
What was that feeling like? Like just being a part of that.
It was crazy, because like the Grammys, the Grammys seems like this big mystical organization, and they're really not like a huge mystery. Like, you can be a part of the Academy. It's not that hard if you're a music professional.
Yeah.
And they want more people to be a part of it.
They need more people.
Yeah, they need more people.
Going,
and
yeah.
I think this coming year is going to be a really good year, just for how they're expanding. And I started working with the Grammys when I was in college. You ever heard of Grammy U?
Oh, mm-mm.
So Grammy U is a college extension of the Grammys, right? So it's their program that they do for college kids. And you pay like a really small fee. It's like $100. I don't even remember. And you're a part of Grammy U for your entire college career, and then 2 years or something after you graduate. So with that,
Where is that?
Any college, well, not any college, but any college that they're in.
Wow, I didn't know about that at all. Yeah,
they'll send a rep. Usually, if you're in like a music class. So I was taking a music. I was doing a music degree.
Right.
So they had a Grammy U rep come in, and that's how I learned about it. And I signed up instantly because I would get invited to all of the events that they were throwing. This was pre-COVID, so they had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So you get to do all that for free, and then they would let you do sound checks. You get to go to certain people's sound checks. So I went to Janelle Monáe's sound check.
Wow.
I went to how you say the Khalid. I went to his sound check. They did a songwriting thing. Melissa Etheridge, I played a song for her, for some songwriting. She was like, I got goosebumps. I said, I know that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
crazy. I did not even know they offer that.
Yeah, and then they'll give you, if you're really saucy, they offer a mentorship, and you apply to a mentorship. So I got paired up with a guy who, remember Foster and the People?
Because he was really saucy.
Saucy. But he worked on the Foster and the People album. So he had like this, I don't remember if it's diamond or platinum, but it was one of them plaques, like crazy. And
is that the Pumped Up Kicks?
Pumped Up Kicks.
Oh, okay.
He produced on that album.
Okay.
So he had his accolades, and they paired me up with him on some like production stuff. And I'm like, I am not a producer. Like, I don't like making beats. I don't like producing.
You're
don't
so
like
against
it. I was so against it. I'm like, I'm an engineer. Like, I don't, or I'm an artist. Like, I don't make the beats.
Send me the beat when it's done. I'll do something with it. Yeah.
But he insisted, right? And he had me like on an old school Linn drum from the 80s, and it was like a drum machine thing, and I ended up producing a really dope song that that's the one I played for Melissa Etheridge. She's like, oh, that gave me goosebumps. So it was just like, it was a crazy full circle moment. But I say all that to say, like, he's my mentor is the reason like I've had sync placements and stuff like Grownish and et cetera, because I worked with him, and he showed me kind of how to do it and who to talk to. So anyways, I say all that to say the Recording Academy is like a lot more accessible than people think, and they offer a lot of resources for professionals.
I'm glad you tried producing though. I know you're like, I hate it. Because you're trying everything. You might as well try it at least.
No, not for me. Have you ever tried to make a beat before?
No.
It is not.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it. Mm-mm. Like, I'll like set up like little jingles on my podcast. But like, it'll be like a 2-second one. I'm like, that took forever.
Ages. And then I don't know music theory. Like, I took music theory in school, but I had like a really mean teacher. And I can't
get into it.
I passed by the grace. I don't know.
Yeah.
I passed though. I think my teacher actually got fired like mid. He got like escorted by the police like mid.
By the police.
Yeah, like mid semesters. Then they switched. It was too much. So all that to say, I don't know music theory. So when
maybe the teacher just messed it up for you because he obviously has some issues.
Yeah, no, he screwed it up for me big time because he just like turned me off. I was just like, I don't like this class. Yeah. Like, let me get to my Pro Tools class.
And he got arrested, so it wasn't just you. Like, he had problems.
Yeah, I think he got fired, and then they automatically like make somebody walk you out because like the school sheriffs or whatever like walked him out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. None of my business. I do want to know what he did though.
Right.
He used to smell like mildew real bad, so I don't know.
I'll have to Google him after this.
Yeah.
Just to see where he's at now.
He was so mean, bro. But anyways, I don't like making beats because I feel like I can't play what I hear, and it takes too long for me to figure it out. I don't have patience. I'm just like, this isn't for me. And then by the time I finished making a beat, I was like, I would never rap on this trash. I wish somebody would send this to me. So
But you make it better. That's your job.
Yeah, I can get on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I leave it to the big dogs. These people, group people here next to me both produce. They can have that.
Oh, that's fire.
I don't want it.
So how did you get into engineering? Like, what made you like really fall in love with that?
So I was an artist first, and then I lived with my auntie, and I had just moved in with her, and she was like, I was graduated from high school, and she said, you could live here for free, but you need to go to school. And I was like, school? And I didn't really like grow up with thinking I was ever going to go to college or anything. Like, I already knew what I wanted to do from a really young age. I was like, I'm going to be a rap star. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I was good at it. And so I didn't think there was a point for me to go to school, but she was like, you need to go do something. And I was like, all right. So I went to community college. Then I found out you get financial aid. I said, well, sign me up. You know,
stay all 4 years.
You get how much?
A lot. I'm mad. I only used mine once. And I like, for some reason, couldn't use it again. I was like, damn.
When you're young and never touched $1,000 before, that financial aid
like
looks
5
like
of them?
you feel like a billionaire. I was like,
I for sure wasted mine.
No, 100%. And then you could get the
I bought 2 books and then like the rest was on me.
And get the used books and get the e-books and then you did the ball waiver.
I actually was a TA and my TA let me use like half her book. She was like, don't buy that. Like, you use mine.
You had the jug. You figured it
out.
So
my 5K went to who knows what.
Shoes.
I was going to all the Warriors games.
I was buying dumb stuff. I was blowing it. But like it was good to just be able to touch a little money. No. I had like every Victoria's Secret perfume fragrance.
Had coconut passion.
Okay, I thought I was doing something. Yes, every type of blossom.
That's hella funny. But mom's made you go to school.
Oh yeah,
financial aid was lit.
My auntie made me go to school, and then I took general ed, and I was like, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't have a profession other than what I was already doing. And then they had a music program. It was called Music Industry Studies. Yeah, Music Industry Studies, and it was at Diablo Valley College, DVC, and I just enrolled, and I was like, I could do this, and you know, I would love to learn Pro Tools to be able to like communicate with my engineers that I was working with. So I'm like, this probably be like useful or something. Definitely flunked my first year of Pro Tools, 100%. Big F. I never went to class. Like, I was just like,
off,
But then I was like, okay, Xarina, you got to get serious because somebody told me if you fail, you got to pay the financial aid back. I think that was a lie.
That is a lie.
That was a lie. Well, somebody told me that. It scared me straight. I said, I need to do it again.
You probably can't get it again.
Regardless,
I think you do got to have like
regardless,
some GPA.
They wasn't about to mess up that check for me. So I said, no. All right, we're going to take it seriously this time. So then I ended up taking it again, and I got serious, and I actually really liked it. And then Jeff, that owned Tune Studios, the first studio that I used to record at, he was like, I mean, you want to like make some extra money and start taking on clients? And I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I started
financially running out.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I should probably get like another side gig or something.
Right.
You know, I think I was working at Home Goods at the time. I was like, so yeah, I started taking. I think one of my first clients was like Hood Stars. Like, and I started just taking on clients, and I was so slow. I worked with Fantastic Negrito, like the album that he got a Grammy on. Yeah. I did like a little morsel of recording on that album, so
that's crazy.
I didn't do enough
part of the project.
I know I didn't do enough to qualify, but I was like, yeah. So, but I was really slow and just young, but I liked it though. Like, I felt like I can do this, and then I was recording myself. And that made me better because I was just like, I know how I want to be recorded. And then I remember there's a guy named Ku Carell, and he's like a vocal producer for like Rihanna and Justin Bieber, like all the big people. Mm-hmm. I think he just worked on Beyonce's album that she just did.
That's
but
crazy.
He's worked with like all the stars, right? And he was doing, I don't remember if this was a demonstration with the Recording Academy or with my school, but whatever it was, he was doing a demonstration at the old school. What's the school in Emeryville that shut down? Expressions. And he was doing like a recording demo. And I've never seen anybody work so fast. And I was like, I want to work like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, and he just does a bunch of shortcuts. And like when he comps vocals, like comping vocals is when you just do several takes of, you know, a phrase or something and you put it together later.
Okay.
And make like, you know, some people call it Frankensteining. Like you're just taking a bunch of pieces and putting it together. And I was just like, I love this. Like, I just felt something. I was like, I want to do that. Like, recording is cool, but I want to do that. And he was vocal producing at the same time. So hit it again. Do it like this. Get it this run. You know, he wasn't a great singer, but.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, no, I think he can sing, actually. But, like, he wasn't, like, but he was still getting his point across.
The whole thing.
Yeah, to where the artist understood and, you know, made their sound better. So I started incorporating that in my sessions. And when I would work with singers, especially, I was like, I cannot sing for real, like, at all. Like, she is not blessed with that.
I can't either. It's okay.
He knew if I could sing, it'd be bad for everybody. Yeah. So I can hear it, though. I have a good ear. So, like, I was kind of getting that reputation, and I started kind of just building a reputation and building my clientele and, when you're an engineer, you have to compete, with people who have been going to their engineer for the last 5-10 years.
Right.
And so you just have to offer incentives and different experiences. So I was going out my way to just make sure that these people I was working with were getting like super speed and like I might make a free promo video for them or just like finding different ways to keep them around. And I did. And I just loved it. And then it got to the point where engineering, my regular jobs, like my day jobs, I think I worked at like a printing company or something, like that was getting in the way of my clients. And I was making more engineering than I was at that $12-15 an hour. So I was like, I'm out.
I need to do this full time.
Yeah. And so that's kind of how I pivoted. And then I was able to fund my music with engineering. And then I was able to meet more people as an engineer than I was as an artist. Because when you're an artist, it's all about me, right? Everything's me. When you're an engineer, it's like people want to talk to you because you do something else.
What can you do for me? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, woo. And then like that's how I met Vaughn initially. Like he hit me asking about he wanted to put like a song together, like a song with female rappers. And he was like, he didn't know I made music. He was like, well, who can I put on this? And I was giving him ideas and stuff. And then I just shot my shot on the phone. I said, hey, while you're here, can I send you a song that I'm working on? He's like, oh, you make music? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, send it. Literally, like, within the hour, he played it on the radio, like, during prime time, like, traffic time.
Yeah.
And then it was on for a couple months, like, on the radio, like, nonstop. Fire. And I'm like, yo, but that's how, those relationships kind of...
It's got to happen organically first. Mm-hmm. But then you can't be afraid to, like, put yourself out there, too.
Yeah.
Once it's there.
And it helps when you do other things. Like, I tell artists, like, if you only make music, sometimes that's tough to get to where you need to go because... For somebody who like a DJ or a label rep or whatever, like you got to think hundreds of people are getting at them every year, sometimes every week or month. What can you do for them to even make them like drop their shoulders and really have a conversation with you and really like level? And a lot of times it's you being able to be multifaceted and offer something else. So I tell people, go pick up a camera, go learn how to engineer, go
do everything.
Do something. Just figure out something else to do. That way you'll never know who you meet like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you never know what you're like actually like in love with.
Right.
You were like, I'm all about my music. And now it's like, wait, I love engineering.
Never thought I was ever going to be an engineer. It sounded like nerd stuff to me. Like, I don't want to do that.
I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur. Never thought I was going to open a studio. That wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But, you never know.
Just doing everything. So I need people to understand, though, like this studio is not just, exactly, one, I'm just making money off you guys. Or, it's dope. You got all these events going on and you're creating the space for artists. But like you have the resume. Like you went to school. You worked with the academy. You were an artist yourself. So I just want people to understand when you go to the studio, like you're working with the best.
Listen, they are getting experience.
Like she does this.
Yeah, they're getting love. And the engineers that we have at the studio, like, these are my people. Like, I'm training them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to put them in positions and situations so similar things could happen to them as well. So when you come to the studio, even if you don't work with me, you're going to work with somebody else who got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is super talented and in their own lane and got something special.
So from the whole staff to the equipment.
Fire.
To what it's about, everything. Studio X. And then you opened the location in LA too. So from people in the Bay, could they use that one too? Like,
yeah, we actually, I don't know when this is going to air, but we got a mean special going on right now.
Okay.
Bay to LA. If you're from the Bay and you want to go work in LA, 50% off.
Ooh.
Only because we want to encourage people to get outside their comfort zones and go make that LA trip. LA trips are very important. I will say that's the different type of work and a different type of network and market. So 50% off. They only paying half of what they pay us up here. If they go to LA. But yeah, they can book in LA. And Rossi's down there running the LA location, killing it, doing great. And yeah.
And it's woman owned. Like crazy. In Oakland, like that's so fire. You're amazing. Let's talk about this Lab with Fab that you got coming up.
Oh no.
Yet another event.
So Lab with
Fab. What's going on?
So Lab with Fab, one of my longest clients I've had is Mr. Fab. We've been working together 7 years, maybe, something like that. And our work, we have developed this insane workflow that, like, you have to experience to understand what I'm saying, because nobody believes it. And then when they come in, they're like, I've never seen anything like that. Like the amount of people that, I think everybody that comes into one of our sessions for the first time, like they'll be quiet. They're just quiet. They're watching. And then during a break, they're like, I have never seen anything like that in my life. Like we work speed, like quick. Like, and I could keep
just
up with him.
Off each other.
Yeah, he could keep up with me, because when we first started working together, I was subbing in for his regular engineer. And Jeff hit me, was like, oh, can you do a session with Fab? And I was like,
right.
maybe, like, you know.
Wait, what year was this?
This was,
what
I
project?
don't know. I don't remember. I was probably like 22, 23 maybe. Like I was young. Like I was still fresh. I was still new. I don't even know if I had gone to that Cucarel thing yet, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Was this before New Oakland? After New
no,
Oakland?
Heavens no. I'm not that. I'm not that elderly. No shade, Fab. Love you. No.
That's hella funny.
No, this was probably after Son of a Pimp 2.
Oh, okay.
I think this was a little bit after that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't have anything to do with that album. I wasn't recording him yet. Yeah, so this was after that. And we just started working together, and he's fast, and his attention span is like, you know, he has to do something. He has to keep going. And I was like, you're not about to outwork me. So then it
trying
made
to keep up with him.
Yeah, it made me keep up. And then I got to a point where, what's up? I faster, you know? And then he would be like, oh, like, and it was like we just created this chemistry, like, to where now he doesn't have to say a word, and I know what he's thinking, just because we've worked together for so long, so often. Like we work weekly. So basically people can learn that, right? And Fab is his own like mind and brain, and yes, like, but as an artist and an engineer, you can still create that kind of synergy and that chemistry with your artist. You just have to have the right tools, and you have to like change your mindset a little bit into, how can I make this faster? I used to work on a ranch when I was a kid. My grandpa, ranchero, and I'm like, my uncle was too. And I remember like when I would go work there in the summer, a lot of the tasks I had to do were mad tedious, dude. Like, and I was like, how can I figure out like a faster way to do this, but still get like the same result, right? And so I kind of developed that mindset. So I applied that to engineering, right? How can I do what I need to do, but like quicker to keep up with him? Like, there are certain things while he's recording or figuring out a line, I could be editing or cleaning up my workspace and start mixing in some capacity. So it's kind of just, we're doing that. So that's what we're doing. He's going over kind of his songwriting techniques and how he writes super fast, and I'm going over engineering techniques and how I track vocals really fast.
So it's like a class.
Yeah, so it's going to be a session, but it's like a interactive. Yeah, it's going to be an interactive workshop session. So that's what Lab with Fab is.
Bro, that's so tight. Mm-hmm. So when is this going down?
So that's on the 13th. Very limited, like under 10. I'm talking like under 10 people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just because we want everybody to have like a fairly hands-on experience and be able to answer everybody's questions and stuff. So I don't know when we're going to do it again, but if you're an engineer or an artist and want to learn how to track faster, definitely make that move.
Well, I think you're amazing. Low-key a genius. I love what you're doing for the community. Studio X, fire. I need to go to a jam session, so you need to invite me to that, and you need to send me Moi.
Oh, absolutely. I'll send that right now.
So, yeah, you don't know. Xarina might get your song played on the radio station, okay?
Hey,
she's going to help you with everything. Whatever you want to learn, you can go to Studio X and learn it.
Yeah, and if we can't teach you, we know somebody who can.
There you go. So how could they follow you guys, get more in touch?
So studioxrecording.com if you want to book time with us. Our socials are all Studio X 510. On Instagram, Studio X 213 is our Los Angeles location. My personal Instagram is Xarina Music, Xarina with an X, Xarina Music. And book some time. Come work with us. Come to a jam. Follow us on all our socials. Keep up with our events and programs. And we're gonna take it up. We're gonna take it up a notch, this summer. So it's spring still, but we're resting right now because it's about to get crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You have hella events, but I have to ask, what's next?
Like big picture or events?
Both.
Oh, events. We have our next Run It Back with DJ Chloe Money on the 17th at Dahlia.
Okay.
So that'll be super dope. Our next jam is probably going to be in May, and then another one in June. And our artist development program is going to kick off in June. In big picture,
Yeah, where do you see Studio X in like 5 years? Or where do you want it to like really be, you know?
I want one more location in a real big city, not on this coast.
Ooh.
A Grammy downstairs and a Grammy case. You know what I'm saying? I want
that might happen before 5 years,
I'm
but
saying,
okay.
and just a bigger location that we're able to really build out from, you know, the ground up. You know, this location it fit in the budget and it could make sense, you know, where I was, but I think in 5 years we're definitely going to be at like a space that's like our space, like that we really built out.
Well, I can't wait to see you take over. Xarina, everyone, Studio X, pull up. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Angelina.